Attorney General Ken Paxton is calling on the governor to dump Kelly Hancock and install Don Huffines as the comptroller. This is Thursday, March 26th, 2026.
Texas Scorecard presents the day's first news for the Lone Star State. The Texas Minute, with your host, Michael Quinn Sullivan.
Thanks for making the Texas Minute part of your Thursday. If you enjoyed the Texas Minute, please share the show with your friends and family. You came here for the news. Let's get into it. President Donald Trump has released a policy framework to guide federal regulation of artificial intelligence and create a single regulatory standard. But some Texas lawmakers have concerns about the technology's expansion in the Lone Star State. The president's framework stems from an executive order that he issued last year that overrides state laws and promises a single national standard to ensure AI companies don't have to comply with, quote, a patchwork of conflicting state laws. States would retain their traditional police powers to enforce general laws, determine zoning laws for AI infrastructure, and govern their own use of AI. Republican State Representative Shelley Luther of Sherman has expressed concerns, noting that AI development cannot come at the expense of rural communities by draining water and power supplies. Following the state takeover of the Fort Worth Independent School District because of unacceptable academic ratings, the Texas Education Agency has announced the formation of a board of managers to replace the elected trustees. The takeover was first announced back in October after one of the schools in the district triggered a provision of state law that allows intervention after 5 consecutive years of unacceptable academic ratings. The board of managers appointed by Education Commissioner Mike Morath has the same obligations and legal requirements as the elected trustees. A future transition back to an elected school board will occur if the district meets academic and operational criteria. The terrorism indictment against James Wesley Berger has been reinstated by the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals. He's the 18-year-old resident of Round Rock who allegedly made Islamic terrorist threats on the gaming platform Roblox. A district court previously dismissed Berger's indictment, arguing that his messages threatening a planned Christian music festival didn't constitute true threats and were protected by the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. The appeals court, though, disagreed and said a trial was needed on the merits of the charges. Allegedly, Berger threatened to attack a Christian festival with guns and munitions. He expressed a willingness to be martyred as a follower of Islam. Prosecutors presented evidence of Berger participating in Roblox forums with individuals known to be affiliated with an Islamic terror organization. At the time of his arrest, Berger was asked if he was a terrorist. He reportedly said, quote, "By my very own definition, yes, I guess, I would be a terrorist." The Texas Minute will be right back.
Are you worried about your kid's future? You should be. I'm Charles Blaine with Texas Tomorrow. This is a show where we're going to talk about the issues and the people that are pushing the policies that concern your family, your home, and your kids. Catch Texas Tomorrow every Thursday.
A dispute over Texas' new school choice program has escalated into a public clash between acting comptroller Kelly Hancock and Attorney General Ken Paxton, highlighting tensions within state leadership as litigation continues over the program's implementation. In a letter to Paxton dated earlier this week, Hancock raised concerns about alleged terrorism ties among certain schools seeking to participate in the Texas Education Freedom Accounts program and urging additional legal action. His letter follows a recent federal court order extending the application deadline for families and requiring the state to provide Islamic schools with access to apply while their lawsuits over eligibility proceed. Hancock was critical of Paxton's legal approach in the matter. Paxton's response was likewise sharply critical of Hancock and his management of the school choice program. He called the former state senator a, quote, never-Trumper and an incompetent loser. Paxton went on to call for Governor Abbott to appoint the GOP's comptroller nominee Dawn Huffines as the state comptroller. Notably, Governor Abbott could have appointed Hancock as the comptroller in the summer of 2025 as allowed by the state constitution. Instead, he let then comptroller Glenn Hager hire Hancock as the office's chief clerk, which remains Hancock's legal title today. When Hager resigned to take over as the chancellor of the Texas A&M University system, Hancock became the acting comptroller. Now, despite Abbott's endorsement and financial support, Hancock received just 23.7% of the GOP vote in the March primary. You can find details on all the stories mentioned today and keep up with the latest news by visiting TexasScorecard.com. This edition of the Texas Minute was produced by Nick Shepard and based on the original reporting of Eddie Hovland, Travis Morgan, and Brandon Waltons. I look forward to seeing you out around the Lone Star State now. Go make it a great day.